And welcome to another episode of More Conversations with the Average Black Man. I am Timotheus, and I am together here with my lovely co-host, Morphine. Welcome.
Hi.
Where's oh, there. And today we're continuing with our series of calling out the keys app. And today
Yeah,
I'll be calling out the cap on radical feminism. That's right. Not to be confused with modern feminism, to be confused with the first three waves of feminism, but the radical crazies. Okay. So, for those of you who do not know what radical feminism is,
let's get
I
to it.
shall I shall read you the definition. Radical feminism is a branch of feminism that focuses on the root causes of women's oppression, viewing patriarchy as the fundamental system of power that needs to be dismantled. Radical feminists argue that system is so deeply embedded in the society, the institutions, and the cultural norms, and that addressing these issues requires transformative change rather than just reforms. They often advocate for the redefinition of gender roles, the elimination of patriarchal structures, and
Mhm.
sometimes even the creation of a all-woman society.
Yes,
Unlike
sir.
other unlike other forms of feminism that seek equality within the existing systems. Radical feminism calls for a more profound reconstruction of the society to eliminate the male dominance and oppression in all forms. You know what I'm saying? So let me go ahead and drop this cartoony. And in
Yeah,
this cartoony,
let's
here you
get her
go.
in.
Fair use. Hold on, fair use. Let me put no, I gotta do this. I gotta do this. Bam. You gotta put this on there because I don't want Hannah Barbera to be like, hey, so we gonna have to pause it a couple times because I don't want Hannah Barbera to be on
He
screen.
don't have to. He just want to, but we gonna do it. Full screen, baby.
Yes, I am here. Yes, dear. I didn't, John. I simply didn't have time. John, I have too much to do.
Yeah, but all the time in the world, I've been at work all day. What you been around here doing?
The video sounds really low on my end.
Oh yeah, that's all the volume I got too.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's just how it's
Yeah,
going.
yeah, yeah, it's turned all the way ease up.
All right. Yeah, like he was like, what you been doing? Did you go to the work? Did you go to work? Did you put my dry cleaning in? Did you
Keep in
did you hit
mind,
the
this is
bank?
like the 40s or the 50s, so
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
this is what they trying to dismantle right here.
Dear?
Right.
Gladly. After a night of blissful slumber, enhanced by the symphony of the human buzzsaw in the next.
Hey, peep gang, back in the days they was married and slept in separate beds.
That was the norm. That
That
was
was
the
a real thing.
norm.
That was a real thing. Let's roll.
bed, I leisurely arose when the alarm went off at 6 a.m. Wake up, children. Come on, time to get up. John, are you up? Yeah. Hurry up now, children.
All right. Copyright. Yep. So right away,
She wakes up.
she
She
got
she she
everything popping.
got everything popping. She get herself together. She get herself together. She gets herself together. Never mind that, because that is very, very missing in the feminist movement. They just think that, you know, it was all about, you know, the kids and the men. But she got herself together, threw something on, got it together, and, you know, got breakfast together, you know, and that now we can press play. Everything is planning out. Now, never mind you, that dude was chopping some wood.
John, hurry up. Your breakfast's getting cold.
Just in time for a cup of coffee, dear. I'm late. Hi, kids. Oh, I hate that.
Then, of course, there was a little housework to be done. But thanks to that lovely present you so thoughtfully gave me for our last anniversary, it was practically no work at all.
It was practically no work at all,
Right.
with all the contraptions,
right.
and you got to
Hey,
put it together.
Hey, pay attention. A vacuum cleaner is an anniversary present. Don't let him fool you.
Don't let them fool you
There
into the
were
ridiculous.
attachments to do all the work. Then, lover boy, I took off for the bank to deposit those checks you told me to.
This was my favorite part, though.
Pardon me. I want to deposit $200, please.
Yes, ma'am.
It's in pennies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Copyright.
This was my favorite part of the. This was my favorite part of the whole little cartoon. How she went to the bank to deposit that money, and every time she got to, you know, all right, this is finally the fuck over, some little old lady come with them damn pennies, and this is the reason why the man created the penny machine right here, because Housewives started playing
Coinstar, baby, Coinstar.
the coin machines. I just said the coin machines. You know, whatever you think they are called today.
11, 12.
I'd like to deposit these pennies, please. 1, 2, 3, 4. I almost forgot I'd promised to give a pint of blood at the Red Cross Blood Bank.
Right in there, please. Your name, sir?
Casper J. Fragile.
And you want to deposit some blood, sir?
His name is Mr. Fragile. Casper Fragile.
Oh, no, sir. I want to make a withdrawal.
Lacey's was having a sale, so I dashed over there.
Macy's.
Lacey's though, because you know they got copyright infringement too, right?
Right.
12:30. No wonder I'm.
Hey, but let's not forget, this is what it looks like to provide. She don't work.
Well, yeah,
She got bread to go and buy all of this.
she got
stuff
bread to go, all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, while he was at work, you know.
while he was at work.
hungry.
This is for all the fellas out there from the last show, the male extremists. This is what provided. This is what being the man of the house look like. This is what bringing home the bacon is about.
No, hold on, wait, pause for a second. Did anybody notice that she said she went to Lacey's to buy him socks? It came out with all those bags. Did y'all miss that part?
Nah,
Like-
that's what I'm saying.
Like she said, I'm going to Lacey's to buy you socks, even though I came out with all this shit for myself. Like,
Right. And then she went to Nifty's, you know, because they got copyright infringement on Thrifty.
right. Because she got hungry, you know.
What's yours, lady?
A giant chocolate mall, please.
Yes, ma'am.
That's or this joint like a whole nother 2 minutes long.
All right, we done though.
All right, so let's get back to the meat and potatoes. That was meant to be the some satire in there, you know. We tried.
Well, I mean, we ain't
All
think it
right.
was that long.
So let's jump back onto the into the nitty gritty of this. This what's it going to radical feminism, which borderlines with misandry. Radical feminism is misandry in a passive aggressive way. They
Yeah.
advocate for they advocate for an all female society. They want Amazon. They want them mascara. They want to be Wonder Woman. You dig? Let me see what clips we got popping up over here now. Let's see what this is. What is this is? Oh, that's the one I just played. That ain't her. What is this is? Let's see.
Well,
Uh,
radical feminism is supposed to be like the far left of feminism. The part that really, really, really hates the male prototype of patriarchy. Like they're not with that. They want to dismantle
it feel like everything that men do is in the effort to oppress women.
it.
What's
Yeah.
going on? Shout out in the comments. Let me, shout out in the comments. Come on up here, Paul. I know
What's
you
up,
got an
Paul?
issue with radical feminists. You know what I'm
Yep,
saying?
yep, yeah. We welcome you all.
Yep, 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 yep. Here we go.
The refusal to experience the discomfort of real change and this rejection of the radical feminist position has led to what is called choice feminism. This is the belief that no matter what a woman chooses, from her lifestyle to her family dynamic to her pop culture consumption, she is making a feminist choice. Just from the act of choosing anything. The idea that under the more rigidly patriarchal past, women's choices were made for them. So simply by choosing anything at all, you are bucking the patriarchy and acting like a feminist. This is what universal feminism, devoid of any real personal internal change, leads to. No debate, no consideration, no discomfort required.
Boo! Like that's the most simplest basic thing. I don't think the only people that would have an issue with what that woman said would be the male extremists.
Well, yeah.
Because yeah, my whole thing is this, Miss Radical Feminist. Stand on whatever decision that you make. If you stand on, I don't need a man, I can do it all by myself. I don't need this. I don't blah, 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 blah. The man is holding me back from doing the best that I can. If that's how you really feel, then when it all goes wrong, say it with your chest. I own it. Take accountability.
Yeah, it's like really sucky to live in a world where people rely on you so much and you just don't have rights. You know, women deserve to be treated better. Yes, thank you. And honestly, it sucks when you are being bogged down by both the patriarchy and the white supremacist values that built this country. Did I ask you to talk? I just, God, I'm talking about women right now. But I am a woman. Yeah, but I'm not talking about racism right now. But I'm a woman that faces racism as well, and that racism affects the sexism that I face. Yeah, okay, but I don't know what you're talking about. I know what I'm talking about, so I'm gonna keep talking about it. I mean, that's fine to talk about your experience. I'm just saying, like, can you also bring in my experience as well? For what? Ain't nobody listening to you. Anyway, women deserve rights.
So boom. Radical feminism is so cold that it's anti-feminism. Radical
That's the exclusivity. Like when they exclude so much shit that has to do
they
with like the
exclude themselves. They
patriarchy.
they
They
exclude
forget
themselves.
that they're excluding like the fact that certain race has to do with it, right? So remember back in like maybe season 1, I can't recall what episode that was, on More Conversations with the Average Black Man, and we were talking about how the first waves and the second and the third waves of feminism, and we were talking about how it particularly did not affect black women in the way that it affected white women, because we still had to deal with racism that was it like our sexism was hitched to racism before it got hitched to just you're a woman. Like we didn't get that part yet. Like that part was just like, okay, we still got to deal with the fact that we're black, you know. because they ain't give a fuck about anything else of our gender. So they're like, women get this and women don't get that, and women go get this, that, and the third. We're like, yeah, well, we're black and we women, but we're black and we don't get that just because we're black alone. And you like this situation, you just don't like it with your men. You don't really give a fuck about the race part of it because you like, yeah, I agree with that. Like I agree with the race part. It's just that, you know, us women, we should have rights.
Right. And any sensible human being would agree that women should have the right to do life and be women and make choices. But at the same time, if you're going to do that, you have to also take into account accountability because choices have consequences. If you're going to choose
Right.
to say, "Hey, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to be," when it goes right, stand up
Mm-hmm.
and be proud. That's fine. But when it goes wrong, don't play the victim. Victim mentality. That's something else that they have in common with the male extremists. They claim victimhood while also pointing out that women were men are the issue while claiming victimhood. So they want to claim a position of power and then claim victimhood on that position of power that they're in.
I got a note
Contradiction.
on this. I got a note on this.
Go ahead,
It's
drop it.
exclusivity, even though we are deferring,
On
but
number two,
number two
exclusivity and
is
intersectionality.
exclusivity and intersectionality. Radical feminism historically focused primarily on gender as essential access of oppression. This,
Oppression.
as they said, that oppression. This could lead to
I'm
a
just
narrow.
emphasizing.
Okay, yeah, well,
I'm being your hype
yes,
man. I'm playing the play.
yes, yeah. I got it. I got it. As soon as you got it, you see, you said it. Yes, yes. Um, this can lead to a narrow focus that excludes other dimensions of identity, such as race, class, sexual orientation. I'm sorry,
Orientation
and
and
well,
disability.
orientation. Fuck. I mean, nowadays there's both, and disability. You know, those that are may have Down syndrome and things of that nature, and
Right.
their rights to choose,
And
and their rights to, you
and
know,
there's still
femininity
and
and
that's the
what they
thing.
think is beautiful.
And that's the thing about the extremists is that they exclude the fact that people can also be a person of color, can also be in a different social class, can also have a sexual orientation that's separate, and have a disability, and still be a woman, and still be a woman.
I think that this. Oh, hold on, wait. The other disability part is like, all right. So remember that chick that beat the other girl with the chromosome deficiency that might be qualified as disability as well, right? Right? Can we put that in the
Right?
same thing?
Yeah.
Right?
See that?
Yeah.
Right? Right?
Okay.
Right?
You
Right?
know.
Right?
um
Right?
Intersectionality. The critique here is that radical feminism can sometimes fail to address how different forms of oppression intersect one another. For instance, focus solely on just patriarchy might overlook how race and class affect women experience differently. You know, that was the video that we just watched where one woman, an Asian woman, can have like a point where she feels like, you know, she should be able to have a right of, well, let's say education. Um, and for a black woman, it's different the way that she looks at it because she may in this, let's say not now, but let's say like in 1960 something, it would have been looked at differently because it would have been racially profiled on top of her being a woman, and all these other women outside of America and their own indigenous countries would only have to deal with the fact that they are just a woman. Until Miss said Asian woman come to America, then she got to deal with the fact that she's an Asian woman. You know, because they
Right.
put emphasis on that. You know, but when she's thinking Asian, she's just an Asian woman. She's just a woman. But over here, there's other things that plays a part that these started feminists just, or radical feminists just don't give two fucks. Even this modern day age, they don't care. You know, They still.
All right, so let me move on to the next point so we can get to the cause. So, a critique of heterosexuality and intersectionality. Excuse me. So, radical feminists have a critical. Radical feminists have critically critiqued heterosexual as the institution that predicates male dominance. This is led by the call for lesbian separation and for rejection of heterosexual relationships. Now, let me go over here to my set of notes that I have over here to the side. There is often a stronger focus on lesbian issues within radical feminism compared to I won't say regular, compared to other feminist movements. This connection stems from the idea that radical feminism challenges traditional gender roles and the heterosexual norms that they uphold through the patriarchy. Many radical feminists see heterosexuality as the key institution that perpetuates male dominance, which we just read in other notes. As a result, they advocate for lesbianism as a political choice and sometimes refer to it as political lesbianism. So they radical feminism basically want to just, it's passive aggressive
misandry. Okay, gotcha. That's our slogan for the day. Every time you hear that, take a shot. Okay.
Let me get to the comments because I'm over here trying to juggle 3 and 4 screens at the same time. Shout out to the audience. Shout out to the audience. Shout out. So,
hey, Wall Street, we miss you up here.
A lot of this, so in contrast, to expound, a lot of this radical feminism is being blended in and into being presented as regular feminism. And for lack of a better term, I don't want all the feminists to be like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, being barred in our
it's a passive aggressive form of misandry. It is an outright hatred of men.
Absolutely.
Outright. It is literally picking the bear in that whole meme. The bear and the man meme. It is literally picking the bear.
I agree. I totally agree.
Now, I disagree with this. Because there's a whole industry of toys that's 100% aimed at women. It's a $1 billion industry. And
radical feminism equals female incel.
I disagree with that.
I don't disagree with that. That makes sense to me. I'm going to yeah.
No, the reason why I say I disagree with it is because I have been a man my whole life, and being a man my whole life, I have never met a woman that couldn't get a man in some form of fashion to do something with her. It don't matter if she's big, small, 1 foot, 2 feet, 1 tooth, no hair, bald head. There is a man somewhere that will dip his spoon in the pudding. Your sound, you on mute.
I'm sorry. That has nothing to do with I'm not going to say marriage and things of that nature. Women will have sex with but men they don't like either. Just for the sake of gratification as well, especially if she always felt that she never got that. So,
but that's the opposite of an incel. An incel means involuntary celibate. That means she's not having intercourse.
Well, there are women like that too that say they're celibate, but they really not celibate. They just not able to have sex with the men that will sexually please them. It's not about the X to men; it's about access to pleasure. For us, access to sex in general. For us, it's an access to pleasure. So yeah, they both got the same deficiency issue.
But see,
and I stand on that.
But see, the difference is though, when and this is kind of just rolling with the comments, but when it comes in terms of the comparison that they throw on the male incel, is they're saying that the male incel is basically insulting women because he's not getting any cheek clapping going on.
And
So,
I'm saying
but
the
it's but
woman,
that's not the same argument for the women because the women have never women are the key holders to the get down.
but
So
that doesn't mean they have an orgasm. Then we
that,
just had this conversation.
that ain't what we're talking about. See
But it is equivalent for women.
see, see this is the word. This is where yeah, Maurice. He right. They're not doing it involuntarily. They're actually doing it voluntarily
What's
in a
voluntary?
in a heterosexual context. You got to emphasize that they are promoting a same sex institution because of their passive aggressive misandry.
I'm gonna say they are the same because those guys are lacking in the cheek clapping department, and those women are lacking in the ooh ah department. They ain't getting that. They're not getting that. They're not getting pleased sexually. They just having sex. That's not the same. And I plead the fifth on that one. No, they are female incels. They're involuntarily celibate because they can't bust a nut to say they can't find a man to do that for them.
That's not the same thing.
Why not? It don't gotta be
Because
exactly. It's just a female version of it.
no, that would be like me doing this. I'm not drinking nothing because I'm not full. You know, I still
What?
drink. You know what I'm saying?
It's just
just,
apples
just
and oranges.
because,
It's not even apples and
no,
oranges. It's apples
just because
tangerines, bro. It's the same
no,
thing.
just because a woman doesn't do this doesn't mean that this isn't happening. The
But
action is
you're
still
getting
happening.
pleasure out of this. She ain't. She
Well, she does. She
isn't.
just
It's
doesn't
going to
climax.
create frustration. And all this, you know what? I'm just not doing it anymore. That's not the same. You can't find someone that please you.
Right.
Just like he
There we
can't
go.
find
There we
the
go.
chicks to please
Thank you,
him.
Maurice. Thank you, Maurice. Thank you, Maurice. Just because I do this, it does not mean my thirst is quenched. It does not mean I have reached climax. But I still drink.
Man, I'm not trying to hear
But I
that.
still drank something. But I still drank something. You
I'm
cannot
not.
deny that I drank something. So
Y'all, okay.
just because I drank something and I'm not satisfied doesn't mean I still didn't drink something. But you know what I'm saying? But let's carry on because we got the rejection of power. Radical feminists, where is it? This radical feminism often emphasis on the importance of women's personal empowerment and liberation over oppressive structures. What is an oppressive structure, ladies? In the comments, please throw it out there.
What's an oppressive structure?
What is it that I can do in America right now as a man that you cannot do simply on the basis of me being a man and you being a woman? I'll wait.
You're asking a modern woman that lives in modern feminism, what can she do in modern feminism? There's nothing I can do in modern feminism. There's nothing I can't do, should I say, in modern feminism. Nothing. But if you ask me what can't I do without it, then there is a discussion. I can't tell you what I can't do, and I live in this. I was born in this. Like, it's set up for me to be able to have a job. It's set up for me to be able to have the same education as you and opportunities as you. Now, to ask me this, if I shan't have this opportunity, be drafted, I don't have no problem shooting at motherfuckers legally and killing people legally, if that's what we're talking about, or dying voluntarily. Like, are we going to say who's going to die the most?
Why isn't radical feminism fighting for this?
I don't fucking know. I ain't no radical. Do we got someone? Is some on the chat? Can we get some comments from the radical feminists? Because they don't want to do it. It's like last show. Men can do all these things, but they don't wanna. Like, you can wash your own clothes, cook your own food, but do you want to do it? No, no, no. You don't want to do it. I think it's the same thing.
I don't wanna.
I just don't want to. Like, I just want the option, to be on the table. Don't tell me I can't do it because I'm a woman. No, But do I want to do it? No, I don't want to do none of that. I'm cool. I'm gonna go cook.
Why is not why that comment?
They're crazy. Radical feminists are crazy. They want the same thing you guys want. I learned that in this conversation, radical feminists is like an extreme pro male extremist. Pro male extremist. It's one is a man, one is a girl. So it's not. I can't say extreme feminist. Like, no, I gotta say radical feminist. And for the man, I gotta say a male extremist and shit. So they both want to dominate the world. Okay, they want to dominate shit. But if you give them a choice of dominating the shit they want, they think they should be able to dominate, because socialisms and things like that are keeping them away from that, they're going to say, no, I don't want to do it.
And shout out
and
to
it
Maurice.
Just make you want to do this to them. Like, what do you mean you don't want to do it? When you fighting for all this shit and you don't want to do it for it. What's that? I see we got the blue aura today. It's blue. We're feeling blue.
Hold on, I'm trying to say.
Yes, we're feeling blue today. We're feeling blue.
I can see you now, Maurice. I can see you now. I just tease you.
Tupac said it best.
I can see you. I can see you. I don't know about him.
No,
it's the chocolate thing. Only chocolate people can see chocolate people.
Man, yeah, I'm mahogany, so excuse me. Shout out to Wall Street. Shout out to Maurice.
Wall Street, welcome back. Welcome back, Maurice. Welcome back, Wall Street.
Shout out to the panel.
What's up?
Right on. So how you guys feel about radical feminism? Not to be confused with regular feminism.
I don't know what the difference is, honestly.
The difference is one is radical feminism is a passive aggressive way of misandry.
And how's that different from regular feminism?
Because regular feminism want men to still do what men do, but do it in the name of women. Whereas radical feminism want mascara and want to live like Wonder Woman, and men are only brought around to reproduce, and that's it. That's their only and sole function.
Regular feminism is supposed to be about the equality of sexes and all sexes and all in all. But radical feminism is just straight up passive aggressive misogyny. This is coined by More Conversations with the Average Black Man. We did not find this in any dictionary. This is some shit we came up with when we was writing this show.
Oh,
okay.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about, but that is the actual term. I read the actual definition of radical feminism. It is a thing.
Did not. I'm saying the fact of saying is passive aggressive misogyny. I mean, misandrous.
Okay,
yeah. That's some shit we came up with ourselves when we was writing the show.
I concur.
I don't want no one to say that's not what it means. Like, no, this is just what we summed this shit up to.
That's what we've coined it. That yes.
Yeah, I would argue that regular feminism is just as passive aggressive and it's just as misandrous. So it's just they just take a different stance. It's like Baptists and Catholics having a conversation, but they're both Christian, right? They have their disagreements. Feminism in general, they agree that men aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. That's their agreement. Men aren't doing what they're doing something wrong, or there's something they should be doing that they're not doing, right? That's their kind of this whole concept. Feminism has very little to do with actually what women are supposed to be doing.
I never took that stance.
Drop the link in the bar. I'm not in the bar.
All right.
Drop the StreamYard.
So
I never got that stance from Fed. That's not what I was taught it was, but I can understand that.
It's not
Maybe
about
like the last wave. I
when
can
I
understand
when
that.
I look at the actual history of it, it's tied to women's suffrage. And so before there was feminism, there was women's suffrage, right to vote, right to own property. Women's
You breaking up,
suffrage.
bro.
All right,
Oh, he
now
broke it up.
better.
Uh, we still can't hear you.
I'm trying to get closer to the bottom.
If you're on speakerphone, then that might be it. You might have to get a headset or just Wi-Fi connection definitely fucks us up as well. That Wi-Fi kill you, boy. That Wi-Fi kill you.
I don't know, but if y'all could hear me a little bit, so everyone's familiar with women's suffrage, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where that was the springboard for feminism. And the irony was in the beginning, women's suffrage worked hand in hand with the abolitionist movement, which is a different aspect of the conversation of the black community. Because if I can agree that my sisters do deal with some type of oppression, it ain't hiring you less than someone else. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Getting away in the world, we typically always work together. So that's why it has a bit more disdain in the black community, at least among men. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was
Can
still a little
somebody
choppy, but
translate?
we
Can
still
somebody
got.
translate?
It was a little choppy. We still got like bits and pieces to what you was saying. But he basically was basically saying what the first wave and the second wave of feminism was. And I think that Maurice was coming from the POV of what the I guess you would say the last what is it? Last like the third and the fourth wave was and what it is now. Which
I guess I'm
we are talking about the radical feminists though.
Yeah, I guess I'm just familiar with women's suffrage, and then at some point it turned into feminism, which became something different. And when I look at where it started, women in general and black men, we were both fighting for basic freedom. But the truth was, black women and black men, we were fighting together. Somewhere along the line, when it came to feminism, there was a rift, and that rift has turned into a canyon. You know what I mean? Like, that's the real issue.
But radical traditionism is kind of rejecting of the traditional beliefs in some people's power. I got a video on here where I don't know if it's on here, but I saw one on when I was researching this, and the video went a little something like this. The woman was talking about how she was pro-choice, she was pro-abortion or whatever. However, another lady brought up how if you're pro-choice, then you should be pro-choice about everything. Whether a woman wanted to keep the baby, whether she didn't want to keep the baby. And one of the ladies was like, "Well, yeah, because I chose to keep the baby that most women wouldn't keep, and that's a baby of rape. So that was my choice." And the ladies questioned the so-called pro rights lady questioned her choice when in its entirety. To be pro-choice is to be pro everybody's choice, whether you choose to or choose not to. It is your choice. It is to have a choice. And I thought diving down this crazy ass rabbit hole of feminism, it will be the fuck that way. I thought that it would be a clear navigation of how this was going to go. If I wanted to find the same thing I did with my last show, if I wanted to find different women talking about real radical left shit about women, I mean about men, talking about misandrous things as far as enliven men of color. A lot, like I was looking for those posts. Okay, I was
But
digging, I was looking, but the navigation of that shit, let me tell you, it's freaking crazy. I did not know it was so many branches of feminism. I didn't even know what a turf was. Like, what the fudge?
but but let's be honest though, even when it comes to being pro-choice, it's for choice for women. Strictly benefits y'all. There's absolutely no equality there.
Yeah.
There's no choice for men.
No choice for the baby.
This is why I think there should be male abortion, right? Hear me out. The male abortion would state that 2 months from the time that you find out about this little dude, right? Whether the little dude is here or whether the little dude is 3 months away, right? You have 2 months to say, I want to be in the child's life. I'm willing to handle whatever for a certain level of rights. I automatically get my time to spend with the child or whatever. Or you can say male abortion and you sign off. And in doing that, the mother can still allow you to be with your child, but you have no financial obligation. That would be an equivalent to pro-choice.
How would that work? I'm not the financial part, but how wouldn't you be financially obligated for a child that's in your care? How you gonna feed it?
That would be on her.
So
See,
she would pay.
the,
She would give you money
well, no, what I'm
to
saying,
feed this child when it's in your care. I'm
no,
not
no, no,
talking about no money, hand money to
no,
her.
no, no, no,
I'm
no, no.
talking
When
about
I say
on your.
male abortion, I'm saying 2 months from the time he finds out either the baby's on the way or here, he can say, I don't want nothing to do with it. I have no responsibilities. I'm out.
Okay,
That,
I understand that. Now on that
and the
other
mother
side,
would still have the right to say, okay, this kid needs a father and allow them to work something out. It's totally her choice. But the problem with pro choice is it's your choice, but like my responsibility. It's crazy.
I find a problem in that. I think men should have a right to just say no. The first part of what you said should just end there. Not if you decide that you want to have the baby anyway and you need a daddy, then I'll be there. I just don't want no financial. No, you should have a right to say I don't want to be there and don't be there. Don't you just don't be there. Why why create a way for you to get fucked and you just created a wonderful exit?
Yeah, I think you're missing the second part of what he said.
I, I don't. Either you want to be there or you don't. It's that simple. I think you have a right to not be there though.
Yeah. So, oh, somebody popped in. What's happening?
What's up,
Did y'all
Percy? How you doing?
go?
Can you hear us? Is your mic okay?
You gotta take your
Yeah,
mic
I'm
off
good.
mute.
I'm good.
There you go. So, what's your thoughts on radical feminism, man? The radical feminism is basically they want the world to be Themyscira and live like Wonder Woman with all the Amazonians, and a man ain't worth nothing but making babies.
A woman ain't worth nothing but making babies. How how was that even? So is that like the mindset of the women?
The radical feminist, yes. I'm gonna let me read. Let me get you
Radical.
caught up. Let me get you caught up.
All right.
Radical feminism is a branch of feminism that focuses on the root causes of women's oppression, viewing patriarchy as the fundamental power that needs to be dismantled. Radical feminists argue that sexism is deeply rooted and embedded in the society, institutions, cultural norms, and addressing these issues requires transformative change rather than just reforms. They often advocate for redefining gender roles, elimination of patriarchal structures, and sometimes even the creation of women only spaces. Unlike other forms of feminism that might seek equality within existing systems, radical feminism calls for a profound restructuring of the society to eliminate male dominance and oppression of all forms. There is often a strong focus on lesbian issues and radical feminists compared to all other feminist movements. This connection stems from the idea that radical feminism challenges the traditional roles of heterosexual norms that uphold the patriarchy. Radical feminists see heterosexuality as the key institution that perpetuates male dominance. And as a result, they advocate for lesbianism as a political choice that sometimes referred to as political lesbianism. In this context, some radical feminists promote the idea that women should reject relationships with men entirely, both as a way to resist patriarchy and to create a society based on a female solidarity.
Okay. So to me, that just sounds like a plot for women to be gay. That's what it sounds like to me. That's pretty much what it is. It's like, oh, I'm a man myself, and I don't want another male to be as masculine as I am. It sounds like a cock pissing contest without having a cock.
A pissing
Like,
contest.
Yeah, man. To me, that's like a bunch of nonsense. It made it sound like it's like something that's real political, but when it all boils down to it, you're just gay.
Well, Percy, we did say that a radical feminist is not a female, but a radical feminist is a passive aggressive misandrist. You know, like what I said, finding this research, like I said, it was really, really difficult. It wasn't in your face to find some of the things that they would say, some of the videos that we're going to play for you guys. It wasn't easy to find it because it was like inadvertently. It wasn't direct, like unlive black men or unlive men, or don't listen to your man, or you should not be in a house. And it wasn't like in your face. It was very, very coded. So I didn't like that. I'm like, well, why? If y'all, I just didn't like that, man. I can't say this on YouTube, but I just didn't like it. I just thought it should be easier to understand.
My bad. Yeah, I get. Yeah, I can see why that information would be that way, because that's the way it has to be. It has to be where you give consent. Well, it's called engineering consent. Is what they had to do.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. So like now, like it's like a social norm now, but before it wasn't. So they had to make it to where people accept it, and that's why it's not gonna be. Well, it's crazy because you say that it's not direct, but it is direct when you look at it. But it's like you don't want to realize what it is. Like that's crazy because I can see how that played ties. Like, does this have to go back to like the 60s or like anything? Like how like the civil rights movement was like disbanded by the feminist movement?
I don't know. I'm for me, a person that wasn't familiar in what to look for one. A person that outside of regular feminism, I wanted the extreme, the whole, this is crazy, this is crazy effect, the why would women say this type of a conversation. And like I said, it was super coded, and I got a lot of subscribe to my Patreon to get that type of material. When my last show, when I was doing it about the male extremists, it was right there. It was posted right there in my face.
Okay.
And I
But
didn't
then,
like the fact that they wasn't.
yeah, but not to speak to the nature of how men move around the world and how women move around the world. Like men by nature are overt and in your face. Women by nature are covert and under the covers.
Sneaky little woman. That's all I kept looking at. He's sneaky.
Dog and a cat, huh?
He's sneaky.
Am I coming through clear?
Yeah,
Y'all hear me? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that is like the way I can see how that is, like as far as like the way male and female like communicate.
We was agreeing with you, Maurice.
Like that's why when you said it, I was like the dog and the cat. I used to like how the dog is the male and the cat is the female.
Yeah, this is dog leave his shit out there for everybody to see. Cat cover it up.
Right.
Yeah, little sneaky little wenches. I can't even find what I was really, really looking for, and I ain't had time to little dig. I dig up your shit, okay?
Yeah.
So,
The issue with that too is that if it's covered up, it's hard to correct. If it's out there in the open, it's really easy to say, "You dumb dog, stop doing that. Stop doing that nonsense."
you get what I'm saying? I'm happy y'all understand my. It was like my befuddlement, because I'm like, well, why the fudge do I gotta dig up this shit? Because it's going to be hard to call it out if I gotta keep digging, and then if I find something that doesn't really fit to what I need it to fit to even call it out to correct it. So it's just like, yo, whose shit is this? Okay.
Yeah. What they're trying to push on the button they're trying to push on is compassion. They're not if you use too much logic, too much thought, and stuff of that nature. It's easy to blow apart. But if they attack you emotionally or present it to you emotionally, I should say, then it goes down a lot easier. That's why it's always decorated really nicely, and that's why there's all this like tone policing. It depends how you say it. It's not what you say, type stuff, and that's how they present it. They sugarcoat that pill.
I understand it. I get it. I just wish that it was a little bit more direct. I wish the shit was on the ground and not under, soil and shit. Because you never know who shit it is. It could be anybody's shit.
But the strategy they use is that plausible deniability, right? Mm-hmm. Even after you uncover it, now it's like, no, that's not my shit. Look at all the dirt on it. That's not mine.
Right, like that's not mine. Like
yeah. So that's what ends up happening. So then you end up getting into this argument about whether or not cats can poop dirt or not, or cats can poop litter or not. That's the conversation you're having instead of whether the cat actually did the poop.
I get it. Can we play a clip from? We got like a couple of more clips to play. You ain't play all of them, Mr. Sir.
I think there might be 2 left.
Yeah, let's play 2 left.
One part of Asian women being fetishized by white men that no one ever talks about is how white women internalize that and hate on Asian women because they feel threatened. This is a thing because white people characterize all people of color as sexually deviant, and they made themselves to be the ideal norm. For example, Asian women are seen as hypersexual and always consenting because of sexual imperialism in Asia, while white women are seen as the innocent symbol of beauty and femininity. So a lot of white women will exclude women of color from their feminism because they don't want to lose their own standing in the white supremacist status quo.
Every guy's going to leave you for an Asian woman. They're smarter. They laugh like this because they know men hate when women speak. And how do they bring it on home for the win? Oh, the smallest vaginas in the game.
Realize she kind of sounds like a prostitute in like a Vietnam movie. She seems like in a pocket. She's like, no, give me cookie. I go with you.
That's awesome.
He said that's awesome.
The reason I say it's awesome is because it's this feminism. It's a self-eating beast. Like
Exactly.
when they can't attack men anymore, they start attacking each other, and it's this. You're not doing feminism correctly. I'm doing feminism correctly because I have more reasons for you to feel compassion about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just watched that video and I was just like, I love women, but shut up. Like everyone is just complaining about stuff. Like whatever niche you're in, you're gonna have the issues that come along with that group, and it's all right. You'll be fine.
I think the most alarming part of this discovery and this going down of the rabbit of the hose was the discover of TERFs. I did not know what the
radical feminists, yeah. Trans exclusionary radical feminists, yeah.
Wait, what a term?
Trans exclusionary radical feminists. They're feminists
when I'm out.
Trans.
This is when I'm like, yo, let me out the car, Doe. Doe boy, let me out the car. Stop me off. The next stop.
This is the one part that I actually agree with them. And the reason I say that I agree with them is because what a TERF is some radical feminists are often termed as TERFs, trans exclusionary radical feminists, argue that trans women should not be included in women's spaces, should not be in women's sports, should not be in spaces with biological women. I agree with that. I don't think that.
So wait, a TERF isn't a trans.
No.
It's one that's
it's a biological woman. It's a biological woman that says
I'm not cool with them being called women.
Right. That's what it is.
Yeah. And identifying as women and being in women's spaces. Those are the feminists. Now, never mind you, they are feminists. Huh? They are feminists. They identify as feminists.
Right. But they're considered extreme because normal feminism, air quotes, normal feminism will say that a trans woman is a woman.
Because they're inclusion. They're inclusive.
Because they're inclusive. Exactly.
I bet you it's like seven. It's like seven of those. 7 TERFs. It's like 7 of them.
So the discovery of TERFs was like, I hit the glory pot. Like I hit the gold mine of all gold mines. I finally reached my destination of finding what the fudge is a radical feminist and it's all entirety. And down this TERF freaking rabbit hole, I found out not only do they not like transgender women, they also are against sex workers, porn, shit, a lot of things that feminism is supposed to be for, but these TERFs, they are conservative feminists.
Careful. So the TERFs is anti-OnlyFans.
Oh no, careful with that.
Oh yes, they anti-OnlyFans, anti all pornographic. They think porn makes men desensitized. It teaches men violence against women. Oh man, this went deep, bro. I finally hit what fudge I was looking for.
Because I think the TERFs are on something. Who are the TERFs?
The TERFs was like, okay, what is this?
Well, I'm gonna say you gotta be careful because TERF was originally a derogatory term from regular feminists to, disparage the feminists that weren't playing with that whole trans thing. So it was originally a derogatory term. It was like they were excluded, and then eventually several people kind of co-opted the term, and
it's kind of like nigga.
Yeah, except I don't agree with that.
Don't pay me no mind. I'm just
No, you told the truth, man. You told the truth, bro.
So that was something that I was like, oh, okay. I'm not saying this is wrong. The women shouldn't say that. I just was like, well, Well, finally, I got some meat and potatoes until when I'm going down this rabbit hole because I just didn't care about what I was finding. I'm finding normal, regular men shouldn't be able to do this and women shouldn't be able to do that. But when I got to the feminist that said, "Why is this non-binary woman in my
Yo,
bathroom?" I was
Morphine.
like, "Well, why?"
It's crazy, Morphine. When I look at it, it's like the same way many black people look at the feminist movement as and the gay agenda as kind of hijacking the black movement, civil rights and
That
stuff like that. Now I'm watching y'all go through it with Miss Netta. Miss Netta coming for all that. Like, yo, you gotta give me what she got. Like, it's crazy how the world works.
Wait.
And Miss Netta looked like freaking Ving Rhames on that Holiday Heart movie.
Hold on. Wait. Miss Netta is not a woman, dog.
Hey, somebody mute that man Mike. Mute that man Mike. I'm a DM you.
Who was Miss Netta? Y'all talking about the chick that knocked that other chick out? Like,
Dinner's ready, Charles.
Did I tell y'all? I don't like when people speaking cold.
Yo, dinner's ready.
Hold up,
Charles.
Y'all didn't see that video where they saw something jingling around in his boxes?
Wait a minute, bro. Like, what's going on? I'm lost.
Yes, Percy. So am I. Will they give us the juice?
No, that box in the Olympics he was talking about. There was something jiggling around in his shorts.
Hey, yo, nah.
And there was videotaping that sucker.
So for the audience that loves not to know who Miss Netta is.
So you saying Charles was just ready to read Charles?
Even though Miss still look like KRS-One is wild, but Miss Netta was just an example of that trans community.
Let's get this last video out the way real quick.
Yeah, I'm bad.
A lot of you probably know this artist. I mean, she got 6.1 million followers on TikTok. She got incredibly popular in the recent years when she was publishing on TikTok different sculptures she was making with her hair and also sharing her paintings and other kinds of art. But recently she said she's a TERF. And she even said that being labeled a TERF is a badge of honor. J.K. Rowling is her queen. She posts quite a lot about her, makes her portraits out of her hair, and in general preaches radical feminism. I do understand her stance on radical feminism and that liberal feminism is not going to change anything, but it's sad to see that someone with such a huge platform is engaging with this kind of feminist trend because trans people are already under attack and we have other political forces who exclude us.
Oh, that was a dude.
Yep.
Oh, that's wow. Wow.
Wait.
Yeah,
No, fellas, that was a trans man. That is a woman presenting as a man that was talking.
Wait.
Yeah, you already get that. That went past our head. I see.
Hold up.
I think the most hilarious one is the trans women that are lesbian. So they're hopping onto these lesbian matchup sites or whatever, and they fully functional.
Yeah, that sounds genius to me.
I'm over here doing the math. I'm like,
yeah. So these are fully functional men that are saying that they're lesbian, but they're dressed like women. Makes sense. And then when they get rejected by these lesbians because they don't play with that, right? They're calling them transphobic for not being attracted to men with, fully functional men. It's wild, bro. Wild.
For not being attracted to the men, right?
No. I mean, they opted out of the D a long time ago, and you want
But I call cap on that because they'll go buy a plastic one.
Hey, man, that's a whole different conversation.
Yo.
Yeah, that's
this
a whole.
Is when I get confused and I say, yo, there's two letters, X and Y. That's it. Like, I think even they agree there's two sexes, There's a million different genders. There's gonna be a new one by the time we wake up in the morning.
There's a million different genders.
Nah,
But
you
it's
can
only two sexes. I
There's
get what you're
two
saying. That
letters
makes
from
sense.
X and Y. That's it.
listen. All those genders is what we call. We used to use a word for it called personality. That's what we used to call it. But for some
There you
reason,
go. There
we
you
want
go.
to label them genders like all of a sudden it means something. We don't mean nothing.
It's just ironic to see how many black people use gay community as having used civil rights and things like that were supposed to be earmarked for us. Now women are going through it with dudes. Like, it's crazy,
No.
insane.
I don't think nothing is crazy or insane. I think everything is a cycle. It within a cycle. Nothing. Nobody just woke up and was like, you know what? I want to be a fucking radical feminist. Like
So let me.
everything, like
You
mustered into.
recognize. You
Hear me out.
recognize
Hear me
those.
out. Everything mustered into. Hear me out. Everything mustered into something, and then what gave birth after feminism came about and came to radical feminism. What came about is, male extremist. So
But do you?
I don't think neither one entity is wrong. I just think there are two. It's one is radical and one is an extremist. Like no, you get what I'm saying? Like no
Well,
entity
I
is
want to
wrong.
get your
Everybody
opinion.
have a right.
Do you recognize those trans dudes as women?
I mean, what do you mean? Do I recognize them as women? Like they
You
have no
personally.
personal stake in my life.
I mean,
You
everyone
get what
gets to make a judgment call.
Do I
We
call
all get
them
to
by the
say this is what we
pronouns that
believe.
they want me to call them? Sure, I'll do that. But
Nah, I'm gonna get a lawyer on you. You gotta answer the question.
I don't know. I don't look at them as whatever the hell they want to present themselves as. I either look at you as a cross dresser or I look at you as you presenting me male, you giving me man, you're a man. Fudge.
Okay, will you allow your daughter to go in the bathroom with him without you?
Would it trans?
Yeah.
Would it not my toddler or something like that? No.
All right, so here's my thing with that, right? So I worked with a trans dude in a very, very old job years ago. It was funny because the girls, one of the jokes they made was, "Oh, it was mad funny." Bathroom next to us, like, like you know how we hit the toilet, like they was like, "Yo, it just sounded completely different because he's standing up, right? Just like a woman every day, right?" But for me, it's like I'm from New York City. They've been going to the bathroom for years and haven't been doing anything. If he's living this type of lifestyle, it's not likely he's coming after my child, you know. And if I'm worried about that there, I have to be worried about it. I gotta go insane everywhere.
Right. You can't just have like a selective outrage because they went into the
Yeah, so
bathroom.
it's like, yo, you use your
You
dogs,
got
you
you about to
hers.
have that, yeah.
I'm
But I do
outside.
say
If it gets
this.
stupid, I'm gonna drag you out by your neck.
I get
Nah,
what
We
his
good.
sentiment is. I don't want them in the bathroom with my toddler. And here's another thing. I don't think it's safe for a transgender man to go in the male's bathroom. Like I just don't think none of this is safe for nobody. For
Trans men,
for
trans
I
men
just don't
do
think it's
not go
safe.
into men's bathroom.
Huh?
Trans men don't go into men's bathrooms.
Yes, they do.
No, they
Some
don't.
do.
Yes, they do. I've
Very
seen them
It's no
go
rare.
into the
cookie cutter.
Very
male
rare.
most
You'll
It's
see
someone
trans
that
men.
does everything. So it's
You'll
no
see
cookie
trans
cutter.
men mostly use women's bathrooms.
I see
I
them
probably
use
agree with
men's
most.
bathrooms. I'm sorry. I just didn't know that was a man.
I'd
Look,
agree with most.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Morphine. You have clearly never been in a men's restroom.
Yeah,
They are
I
not.
was standing next
They're
to her.
not coming in there to piss. Trust me.
You don't go in there.
I see them go in there. I see them go in there. I see them go in
I'm
there.
gonna tell you because I worked with several of these, trans. Whether most of them were actually trans men. Most of the people that I worked with in my past were trans men, and they never ever used the male's bathroom.
They do here. If you come to Philly on South Street
What about
in
the women?
neighborhood, where all the trans and gays are, they coming in the bathroom, bro. Like,
yeah, it's because they own the area. If they own the
At a,
area,
but that's what I'm saying. Like,
at a good rooftop bar in
Morphine.
Brooklyn, women are trying to
Hey.
get men's bathroom. It's like
Next time
whichever
you-
one I
next
get first. So
The next time
Yeah,
you're at
I'm
work,
like, yeah,
Morphine. The next time you're at work, I want you to knock on the men's restroom and be like, maintenance, make sure ain't nobody in there. And if ain't nobody in there, walk your ass in there and tell me if you would piss.
First of all, let me tell y'all a secret. The men's bathroom smells and look better than the fucking female's bathroom. That's
Sometimes.
a fact.
Sometimes.
A lot of the times.
Hey,
not all the time, but a lot of the
So I've
times.
heard.
It'd be
Now,
like,
now
oh,
as
I'm
a
about to go use
person,
A lot of the time.
as
So
a
I've heard.
person that used to clean restrooms for a living when I worked at the park, the most you're gonna get out of the male's bathroom is piss on the floor and piss on the toilet seat.
Yep.
But the ladies' room is nasty. I will concur.
This shit is it's trifling.
But
I mean,
I
when
still
it comes-
challenge you. I still challenge you to
I just said
maintenance.
it's dangerous. It's dangerous.
Maintenance. If ain't nobody in there, go in there and just go open up the stall and be like, okay, I could let me know if you'll piss in that mug. If you'll sit down and take a piss.
Don't they hover? They don't. I heard they don't.
Yeah,
sit.
women hover. Women hover. They be pissing all over the toilet seat too.
And that's why there's more piss all over the place.
Right. Like, I'm like, the male's bathroom, contrary to belief, is a little bit more sanitary than the female's bathroom. I'm just saying.
I mean, we use.
But I mean, do we all agree that when it comes to that 2 seconds, just let homie go to the bathroom?
No, everybody go to your proper freaking signed the sex place when the doctor took you out the womb. Do not use each other bathrooms. It's so unsafe.
So in context,
and then promote family
with
bathrooms, individual bathrooms. So we don't have
in
this problem.
context with the topic. In context with the topic, are we all saying that the turf part of radical feminism isn't bad?
I agree.
Is there a consensus there?
I'm gonna come on camera for this.
You shouldn't have that.
I don't really see a difference
Doing my
between
walk down when I got to them, I was pretty happy that I got
outside
there.
Because the difference between the liberal feminism and the turf radical feminism is that if all of Congress, every single seat was sat by a transgender woman, which is a biological male, they would say it's an all-female Congress. But the turfs would say this is some BS. Y'all trying to pull a fast one over us.
Right. Like, yeah. And they against a lot of things that most conservatives are against. So I think y'all should team up and make Voltron. That's all I'm saying.
I ain't got no dog in that fight. That's their fight. Y'all figure that out.
Robots in disguise.
Like, I was like, I like these turfs. These turfs talking something that we all can agree to. Like, I don't know about, they'll be a radical. I don't think that's fair.
I mean, when it
Don't
comes
like
to
what they
safety,
say.
when it comes to crime, like New York has passed that bill for eon, and there was no rise in bathroom attacks, nothing. So I'm just kind of like, yo, homie,
Right.
don't play with mine.
But check this out. This happened in California and it happened in another state. Because California is the LGBT headquarters, and there was another state where they allowed transgender inmates into the prison, and then there was some whole pregnancies going on.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, the worst place was in Scotland.
I'm confused, but I don't even want to figure it out. I don't even
What made them think it wasn't? Like, what made them think this was
happened in Scotland?
Yeah, the worst thing that happened in Scotland. In Scotland, it was a female, whatever. There was a woman that was in charge of the prison system or whatnot, and there was a convicted male rapist that suddenly claimed that he was a woman, and she moved him to the female prison. Like, it was rape fest for this guy. It was the most ridiculous thing in the world. Ridiculous. And it wasn't like one of the situations where he went to jail claiming that he was a woman. He was
At the last minute.
as a male rapist. And then they come out.
He was sentenced as a male and was like, "Oh, hey, I identify as a female now."
Yep. And then she moved him over to the female prison, and he went on a rape fest. It's the most ridiculous one.
How much do you think it would cost businesses to all be mandated to give them their own bathroom? Fuck it, just go to that bathroom.
No, don't mandate. No, give them their own bathroom. Just mandate having family
I don't want
bathrooms.
them in there with me either.
No, family bathrooms mean it's one stall, it's one bathroom.
Yeah, well, what we have here in California, we have what they call the unisex restroom. In every single restroom, for the most part, with the exceptions of the ones that were already built for multiple occupancies, but in most cases, they're all they call them gender neutral restrooms, and they are single occupancy restrooms.
Bam, problem solved.
But see, this
solution oriented.
No. This is why you got to be careful, because that gender neutral title is what they're going to use to start smuggling stuff in. It's a unisex bathroom, but they want to say like unisex, gender neutral. What's the big difference? It's just a change of terminology. No, that gender neutral opens it up to open up this type of bathroom, which is again they're trying to soften up the community in general to make these things acceptable.
But yo, are we saying we're not
still safe?
Like, I'm not with it either. I feel like I'm not accepting of it. I don't want it in certain spaces around me, but we gotta let them pee. Nothing. If nothing else, I mean,
I just want to say this. We already got to the part where we're like, okay, you're queer, okay, you're queer. That's what it is. Now we at the part where it's like, okay, I identify as a woman or a man. Then it was like, okay, since I identify as something that I wasn't born with, my born sex, you gotta identify as a cisgender, or what they call it, birthing womb. I don't know what the fuck. They got so many different
birthing person. You see,
a birthing person, a breastfeeding person.
The thing where I take offense is that why, when I want to refer to myself as not a cisgender, they want to impose that on me. But you want me to call you what you want to be called. But when it comes to what I want to be called, you're like, F what you're talking about. This is what you are. It's
that part. And I'm like, okay, this shit is a cycle, because without feminism, these entities wouldn't have that argument. They wouldn't even have those key points to make. Well, they just took that shit and reversed it for their own narrative.
At the end of the day, I'll call anyone by their name.
Yeah, it's
I'll call you by your name.
Oh man, is that aspect in feminism where they're actually trying to equalize the difference between men and women, right? Once you start trying to equalize the difference, then you obliterate the differences, right? So then there's no difference between man and woman. So it doesn't matter if they switch.
If it's no difference, then why the fudge we gotta call you him or her? If it ain't no damn difference,
I don't have to call nobody nothing.
Like that's a contradiction. Shit, I don't like, damn it. And I don't care if you are said feminist, said whatever the hell sex you done claim. And I'ma just say that it don't matter, and if it is about equality, then why the hell do I gotta call you them, they, her, when that's not your born sex? That's not the sex you was assigned at birth. So why does it matter? Damn it.
My thing is, I'll call anyone by their name. So if I can introduce you, yo, this is my homie Tanisha. This is my nigga Tanisha right here. Like, yeah, I'm not. You're not gonna put me in a box where I have to call you him or her, but that's his name. His name is Tanisha. That's my homie. You know what I'm saying?
It matters. They know it matters. We know it matters. Everybody knows it fucking matters. That's why you want to be called that. That's why
So,
everybody like, yo, we don't like the delusion in the shit. That's the set delusion in the shit. You telling me it don't matter, it's fluent, blah 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 blah, but it matters for me to call you that shit though.
but
I
everyone
gotta be
doesn't
fluent in
feel
that
that way.
motherfucking shit though, don't I?
A lot of women don't feel that way.
And a
Doesn't
lot of
feel
women
that way.
don't know. Didn't I just say I went down a rabbit hole I didn't even know how to navigate?
But you act like these
Like,
women actually care about the facts. They don't care about the facts. These women that are like going along with the ride is exactly what they're doing. They're going along with the ride.
Yeah.
They don't want to offend nobody. They want everybody to be happy. They want sunshines and rainbows. And they
If
think
you
the best way to
expected,
do that
if
is
you
to
expected
offend
this panel to be at a rally or nah, it's not. We staying in the house during Pride, man. We gonna watch a football game or something. We chilling. They got the whole city that weekend. Y'all got it. I'm in the house, so it's not us that's supporting this.
I don't know. I like Pride. I like Mardi Gras. I like all the freak
So
shit. So
point
that has
made.
nothing to do. Like
Point made.
like I'm like I am not
The
picking a
rest.
side
This is
when it
what I'm
comes
saying,
down to
Morphine. The rest of this panel, the other guys on this panel, we in the house that weekend. We don't even know it's Pride weekend. But once one of our homegirls, once we talk to you, and yo, I'm outside, it's Pride week. Oh, I'm in the house, my nigga. Oh,
I'm not telling y'all about no damn Pride Week till we get to Mardi Gras. And I'll be like, yeah, they had those beads at Pride Week. That's the only time that comes up in the conversation with men like you guys. Other
Mardi
than
Gras.
that,
Wow.
like
You
it
get,
has to be a
yo,
heterosexual event. Something had to lead to
what?
a
What's
conversation.
Bourbon Street? Yeah, you get to a point in Bourbon Street, you cross the street, you in the wrong area, bro. Like, just turn around.
My point is,
Real
I
fast.
think I don't like it. I don't like it. I like what the turf said. I agree with the side. I don't like it.
Walk back real fast.
We gotta walk that back. We're gonna have to
All right.
re-examine feminism.
All right. So
I heard Pride was described as heterosexual kink celebration.
Pause.
That part.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Because some heterosexual people be getting down with some of that stuff, but it's a way for them to express their kinks.
I was working downtown, man, in Manhattan one time. I had to come outside on a Saturday. I'm like,
Go back in the house. It's the purge.
What
It's
did
the
I
purge. It's the
into?
Why isn't there a heterosexual celebration? Why can't we celebrate, man and woman loving up on each other, doing, where is that? Where is that
Now,
at?
That was supposed to be Valentine's. That was supposed to be Valentine's.
Have to be
That
fair.
was supposed to be like Christmas. All these celebrations of that we celebrate is heterosexual celebrations.
Now,
Man,
but we
that's
have,
family. We ain't talking about them kids.
true. I agree with him when he said that. But we also have to be careful because if we're not willing to give them their day, it's like when white people say, well, why do you need a Dr. Martin Luther King Day? Why do you need a Black History Month?
Because we do. Because we human. We like celebrations.
Now, my whole thing when it comes to that is that if they're gonna co-opt the Civil Rights Act and the Civil Rights Movement, they need to only express their get down during their month the same way we have to express our get down on our month, because race is a protected group under the Civil Rights Act, just as sexuality and identity. So why is it that if a person, and I'm not a religious person, but I'm just going to use this as an example to show how there's hypocrisy. So during Pride Month, they can put up all the flags. The teachers can say what they can do whatever and whatnot. But on Christmas, you can put up Santa Claus, you can put up elves, you can put everything up, Christmas lights, but you can't put baby Jesus. Isn't that being non-inclusive? Isn't that discriminating still?
You can't put up baby Jesus?
I never knew you could put up baby Jesus.
Not in school.
Well, not in
school.
public.
You can do Pride Month. They can hang all the different flags, all the different variations. The teachers can
Oh,
No, I'm with you, but that's
the
public school.
teachers and the students can affirm that you say, call me this pronoun, call me that pronoun. And if you're a teacher and you don't do it, you risk losing your job.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But when it comes to Christmas, they can hang up Santa Claus, they can hang up all the elves, they can put up reindeers. But if they put up baby Jesus, they're
But that's
pushing religion. Now you're pushing religion.
That's public school.
Oh, the virgin birth.
Public.
They don't. That is
Right.
a description.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about. That's the point that I'm making. That it's public school, and this is a federal law where both groups fall under the exact same protections under the law. Under the law.
I can take it a step further. My son got in trouble because I don't teach that Santa Claus nonsense. My son got in trouble by telling these other kids that the Santa Claus don't exist. You know what they did? They put him in the principal's office and they told him not to say that no more. So Santa Claus is more protected than the actual truth. So the Santa Claus in itself is a whole thing, right? They will talk about, the parents are going to complain, they're going to get upset. What about their values? Yo, fuck their values because it's bullshit, and they know it's bullshit.
I'm gonna say that it's a collective mythology that population decided that they can agree on, versus baby Jesus. I'm gonna call out a spade because I'm not religious, so I could see why that was the issue. Because Christmas is a mythology, and baby Jesus may or may not be a mythology. So the collective agreed on one over the other.
The reality with the law was it was a lot of atheist groups, liberals, and gay rights groups that wanted to take that out. That's what
crazy.
Put that initiative for that to be taken out.
I would have never thought they took that out, but kept Christmas, which is, like Marie said, the truth. That's something that not one at all, but multiple people could believe it's a truth. However, they chose to keep something that is a known mythology, like a known mythology, in versus something that most can believe as truth. You get what I'm saying? Like, so I was like, well, wow, that's interesting. I think that's because the masses or the people at B that took their shit out thought that both of those was mythologies, and that's the mythology they chose to keep.
I mean, well, no, if you want to get into it, like it was the legalese of it. You're supposed to separate.
That just sounds crazy.
Yeah, it was the legalese.
Like that's crazy. Like that makes no sense.
Yeah, it was separation of church and state. It was a couple of court cases, and now we got the world we live in.
Yeah, but the menorah, you can put the menorah in there though.
Mm-hmm.
You can put the menorah in schools, right?
That is
the
true.
Menorah.
You can put dreidels in school, right?
The Hanukkah and the menorah, right? That's a good point.
That's the Jewish Kwanzaa.
I don't know. Yo, Kwanzaa made up, yo. Ain't nobody trying to celebrate Kwanzaa.
Because they don't got something that. All right, listen. The thing about baby Jesus that makes more sense to me is because they can't put that in a way that it can happen today. You get what I'm saying? Like, that is the faith. The faith comes in it for most religious folks. In their mind, if I was big corporate, that's like make-believe. I'm not saying that's what I think. I'm just saying if I had their mind and I was in their mind, how that made sense to them, because it don't make no sense to me, but how it made sense to them, that's how it was for them. So I'm like, well, damn. If I had to choose between the evil, I would have kept baby Jesus.
I mean, by the time you give too many freedoms and everybody expects more. So
I wouldn't have kept no Santa Claus that come in your house in the middle of the night and like leave gifts and stuff. Like, then the nativity scene.
Yep.
In the school. Like, what message you sending?
Well, I mean, for those that stand on that, where were they when the issue was going down?
The message is buy me stuff. What are you talking about? If you talk about Christmas, the message is buy me stuff because I'm supposed to get stuff on this day.
Well, I'm talking about the mythical message, not the physical one.
That's what the mythical message is. Complete consumerism. I mean, when you talk about Santa Claus and Easter Bunny and all this stuff, it is consumerism. It's the same reason why they pulled the cartoon camel off of the cigarettes, right? The reason they're pulling this stuff because that's marketing, and it's specifically marketing towards kids.
Santa Claus to me has always been creepy as hell. You got you got someone coming in your house, leaving you stuff. Gifts that you wanted, well, actually, this is before you can make a wish and ask Santa for shit. It's just a guy coming, leaving things in your house, and going through your kitchen, eating your stuff. I don't. But the nativity scene is worse. Like, even if you didn't believe in immaculate conception, that's worse.
Like I said, there's an agenda and a focus, and the focus is consumerism. They want your kid to want stuff and bug you for stuff, and then you go out and buy stuff, and everybody's tapped into the mythology without knowing that the underlying reasoning is consumerism. It's no different than every kiss begins with K and diamonds for wedding bands. It's all the same. All the same.
Yeah, well, if you sell it, I mean that's a part of capitalism. We might have a show on that. I wanted to. Yeah, go ahead.
The question is, who's fighting for what? Like, I'm sitting here looking at the DNC. Who sits on right now? She's the one that said, "You bad built butch body." Y'all remember sis?
Yeah, I remember sis.
Yeah, she's speaking right now. But at the end of the day, when it comes to these legislations, like, who's fighting for the things that we say we want?
Nobody,
because we not saying what we want.
Yeah, they
I mean, on this topic, the Republicans are kind of 10 toes down on this one.
I got a question for Black people. I don't care what side you on. Since y'all want to segue from the topic anyway. What problems do you have in your Black community that they are talking about on both stages? On both stages. Like what will you walk outside in your neighborhood, not the mixed neighborhood that you grew up, you grew your money to live in, but those that live in the hood like me, when you walk out your door and you go to school, do you see drag queens at your neighborhood public school reading to toddlers and shit? Like, do you see that? Is that what's going? That's not our issue.
Not okay. Hold on. Let me hold you up. Let me hold you up for a second right here. There's this bad disease that people tend to get, and it's called the "not in my backyard" disease, right?
That part.
And I see that happening over there, and everybody yeah, it's good for them. Yeah, it's good for them. And then when it ends up in your backyard, you want to start screaming and hollering. Like, you can't live like that. Like, whatever's happening over there eventually is going to come to your backyard, and then you can't start hooting and hollering once it gets in your backyard, and now you want to deal with it. Like, everybody needs to start thinking and taking things and understanding that eventually the way they come in for some of these other kids and try to chop off their pieces, they're going to come for your kids that same way.
But in the Black community, we don't even have, like, if I go down my neighborhood and I look at outside the feeder schools, they get the money, they get the private money and things like that from Philadelphia. Those schools aren't, huh?
You in Kinston?
No.
Damn, all up in putting the business out there.
My bad.
No, I think like, no. Why do everybody think I'm in Kensington? Like, that shit gotta stop. Not every Black person is in Kensington. I said a non-mixed neighborhood. Kensington is mixed. It ain't all black folks that live up there. So where you think I'm at?
Kensington mixed with different drugs.
Kensington ain't mixed with different races. I mean, Kensington, I'm sorry. Kensington is mixed with different races. I'm in an all black hood. If Philly is super segregated, Kensington is the only place where people intermingle at.
And they all high.
They all high. I ain't there. So like I ain't there.
Let's
So
welcome QT to the panel. Welcome QT.
welcome QT. But my point
Oh.
is when I go out there, the schools and libraries and recreation centers, they're not open to have a drag queen walk in there and have that conversation of coming in my backyard, Maurice. Like my backyard ain't even open, clean or maintenance.
So you asked a question about both sides of the political party, and there's an issue that went on right in your backyard. Right? There's a community of these, like it was either 3 or 5 schools renovated for the longest. The city said, "Yeah, we don't have the funding." They closed the schools down. When this immigration reform went down, they opened the schools, but they made them housing and schooling.
He's choppy as hell. I can't hear him.
Yeah, he's real choppy. You're real choppy, Wall Street. You was good for a second and then it just stopped.
My bad. But well, basically, a
Go ahead.
school that they wanted, the black community wanted to have renovated. City said they had no funds for it. Immigrant legislation gets done, then they make it schooling and housing. So if you want to talk about the things that I see when I walk through the neighborhoods that I frequent, Democrats aren't helping any of my issues for my people because they're stepping over black homeless right in Philly to make sure that immigrants are okay. That's not
That's not what I see in
my
my city. I live along Broad Street. From Allegheny, where I'm at right now, all the way to Cecil B, to Susquehanna, to Cecil B. Moore. It's all Temple owned. Our universities, our top universities, is in the goddamn hood. And you know what they do? They
yeah.
buy up the
My
whole hood.
my ratchet ass wife is a Temple grad, so she's up here throwing up her fists like to be. I don't
Man,
know what
I'm
that
like, yo,
means.
listen, and when I'm telling you, brother, it's not what the typical people tell you or saying. When I walk out my house, my son can't go to the public school. Ain't no public school. So either I gotta pay for private school, get him in charter school, or pay for fucking Catholic school. That's what the neighborhoods in the neighbors in the hood have to do. All these crackheads or whatever poverty or Section 8 that is not in North Philly no more. That is not in West Philly. That's not in Drexel no more. It hasn't been like that in almost 15 years. Like gentrification is real. And you know what? Maurice makes a point. Until my whole hood gets gentrified and that first little nice little transgender walk in my damn classroom, I am not going to get it. But until it gets fully gentrified, it is not my problem.
I mean, all right, cool.
Like I get how it happens.
Because I mean, every single one time there's an issue, you got to think of it as a drop of water, right? There's an issue over here in California, drop of water. Seattle, drop of water. Eventually, that water collects, and it's gonna be a damn tsunami, and you're gonna be like, "Yo, this is not fair. Somebody should stop it." Too late, mama. Too late.
It is, and that's when it's going to be too late, Maurice.
Too late.
Because we let them buy up our neighborhoods. We let them, like you let them in. So that's how it gets too late, because that one devil that you think is a devil is not, giving in to the neighborhood. So now you go to the next. And next thing you know, a drag queen is at your kindergarten show telling you about, how little kids wasn't always born to be girls or boys.
I mean, the issue is to answer your question is immigration. Like that's a problem.
Me and Timothy has had an argument about this.
It's a whole problem.
Timothy is, and I'm snitching on live about him, called certain jobs N-word jobs. And I felt a total way that he called them N-word jobs. Because I asked what was black jobs that immigration is
I
taking,
still
or
stand on
immigrants
that.
is.
I still stand on that. I stand on that. Immigration are taking black jobs, but the people that are getting offended are talking about the N-word jobs.
Yeah.
Man, black people like immigrants is
Because
not
black
taking
because black
taking the
jobs are
CEO
black
positions.
but
They're
those
not
aren't the
taking
black
owner.
jobs. The
They're
black
not
jobs
taking a
like
bit.
the nurses. Nursing has fundamentally throughout history has been a black woman thing. Like that was just a cliche. Like black women be nurses that take care of people. Wet nurses, all the way back to slavery. We was popping black titties and white babies' mouths. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like with a truck driver, there's another black job that's being dominated by immigrants and all of that stuff. Now, when it come to the super grunt N-word jobs, like out there picking watermelons and lemons and on, yeah, they taking those too, but they actually are taking the black jobs too.
You
Black
know what I see?
a lot of blue collar jobs that used working in the factories and stuff. How black people used to buy houses back in the days and take care of his family, be a respectable man. They are taking those jobs, which is why you're seeing immigrants buy houses at a far higher rate than you see black people.
I got a problem with this notion. Not that I don't think that they're not doing this. I have a whole argument of what the N-word jobs that they're doing. A, there is no factory jobs. They're all outsourced. They all outside this country. So you wouldn't get them if they wasn't here and fucking not. It's cheap labor they want. Y'all don't, people that talk about immigration don't talk about the other side of immigration. Why are these people getting hired? Because they're cheap labor. Hence, they do not want to pay you. They rather pay them. And they are cheaper than you. And if they have to pay you, they'd rather pay their dumbass cousin that could do the same damn job like they've been doing. They're not going to
Now,
give it back to us.
to tie
And
that,
here's
whole
why.
thing
Let me. There's not going to give it back to us because we don't want them fucking jobs. We don't want them jobs.
okay, so let me tie this all the way back to the topic, and it's not about radical, but it's just feminism in general. If what you're saying is true, and they're just hiring people because they're cheaper, if there really was a pay gap between men and women, and you could legally pay women less to do the same job as you pay men, why do they keep hiring men? Why are there still men in the workforce? Why is it not a workforce dominated by women? Because you can pay them less. That's the point you're making with the immigrants. If they can pay them less, why hire your black ass when I could just hire somebody that's cheaper?
I don't know.
So
I can't answer that. Why are you asking? I don't know. I don't
it's the
know.
same
Like I
thing.
don't know what the argument in that was.
I can answer that. I can tell you there's certain jobs that they won't hire a man over a woman. They'll hire a woman over a man. But it depends on the job, right? If it's more grunt type labor, then they're gonna more likely to hire a man over a woman. A woman's just gonna be less efficient doing that job. But I remember taking it back to my first job. I had a first job at a grocery store, and they hired me on as a bagger. Right, I was happy with my bagger job until I realized what was going on, and I realized all the cashiers were women. And I saw the difference as far as cashier. All you had to do was sit there and scan the products and do all that stuff. Whereas a bagger, not only was I supposed to bag, if there was a spill on the aisle, I had to clean it up. I had to go push the carriages outside. I had to go
Help
clean
people
the
take the
bathroom.
groceries to the car. Yep.
And I was getting paid less, right? And when I asked to become a cashier, because that's clearly an easier job than all the nonsense that I was doing, because there was no women doing being baggers, and if they were bagging, that's all they were doing was bagging, right? So when I was asking to be a cashier, I kept on getting waved off. I remember that very distinctly. So there is certain jobs that they will hire women over men intentionally, and they tend to be
That doesn't sound very sexist to me. The whole opportunity deprived that they try to make it seem like in the
No.
the oppressive man over the woman. That doesn't sound very oppressive to me.
No, feminism wants no sexism at the highest level, but plenty of sexism at the lowest level.
Everywhere else.
Yeah, they want plenty of sexism at the lowest level.
Yeah, I'm like, you can't ask me that. I don't know. I don't have that argument. I don't. It's just things that I think that like at my job, certain things like what men think that women should be better at because we're women. I just see men excel at like cleaning. That most men at my job clean way better than the women. Like way better, way efficient, way more sanitary. And I'm like, that is statistically, or well, not statistically, but societal for just women to know how to do. And I'm like, I just don't be getting these gender role shit sometimes because it just don't really fit the narrative of how things go or how you would see things in your everyday play out in your everyday life. But I'll say this. In certain situations where shit gets political, I don't know if feminism or non-feminism play a part when we're talking about, equality as far as like sexual equality, the pro rights thing that they're talking about a lot of the times, and as the rabbit hole goes down and downer and downer, I don't know what the outcome is going to be. Is the outcome is to take one away so the other can get? Is that the solution?
You're making a false assumption that feminism has actually an objective. There's no objective to feminism.
I just said I don't know. I said it's a rabbit hole of bullshit. I said that. So I said, what is the solution? To feel like to give one more, then the other one is going to feel like they're getting less. So, like if you tell women they don't have, they can't have the right to get abortions when they want to, is that giving men more rights? Like, is it not giving men more rights? Is that helpful to men or is that not helpful to men? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, these are political things that we talk about every day. I don't know how the fudge got political, though.
All right. Well, do you have a rebuttal, Maurice?
I didn't hear the whole question. Sorry.
Well, she just made a statement. It wasn't a question.
Oh, okay. That's all.
All right. Well, we're getting ready to push this 2-hour mark. So, any closing remarks?
There's no difference between radical feminism and regular feminism. Feminism. It's all okay. Closing remark is women, not all women, but women by nature are alarms. They're really good at pointing out that there's a problem. They're awesome at that. It's an amazing job. Men by nature, not all men, but men by nature, are really good at solving problems. It's probably the number one communication issue that men and women have. Men are trying to solve the problem. Women are trying to point out the problem. Right? So when you put women in a situation to solve a problem, mostly what they're going to do is spend around talking about that there is a problem. And that's what's happening inside feminism. They're doing a lot of pointing at the problem. And when the problem gets solved by whatever outside forces or whatever poor implementation they put in, it usually creates another problem. And then they'd spend more time speaking about that problem. Hence why it eats itself. Because they have to find the problem. At a certain point in time, the alarm needs to be shut off. And if there's nothing to shut it off, they keep sounding the alarm.
Okay, I dig that. I dig that. Percy?
Man, I don't know. To me, it's just like I don't know, bro. It's like I don't even know where we're at in the world anymore, bro. Like
You
why is
lost.
it even an issue? I'm like completely lost with it. Like,
He's over
it's
there.
like
What is a woman?
it's like you're saying that like the radical are the actual women that are saying that I'm a woman, and that's being called radical. I don't understand that. Like, I, I'm speechless on this one, bro. Like it just don't make sense. Period. Like scientifically, like spiritually, on every level. Like you gonna tell a natural born woman that they're radical because they're sticking up for natural born. Miss me with it, bro. That's all.
Okay. Morphine, any last words? Closing thoughts?
Well, I wanted to do this show because I didn't want to come off like I couldn't see the other side of the measuring stick when it comes down to feminism and the righteous fear, the manosphere, the red pill, whatever, however they want to do it. I didn't want to come off like I didn't understand why they are the way they are or why they have to have um, a space for men to combat what this was, or what feminism gave birth to. Because I think feminism gave birth to all of this. You know, these manosphere, all these things that men feel that they're being oppressed with, and they're being their manhood and masculinity is being questioned. So I just wanted to show that I can understand where you're coming from and a lot of these fears that these women are creating for you guys to come out and make these videos, posts, whatever you guys want to make to put the message out there. But I do think there's some similarities here. I think that there are some things that you both agree on. As far as I think they both agree on sexuality for the terms and things. Certain feminism, extreme feminist, or not extreme feminist, radical feminist sphere. They definitely agree on sexuality. They definitely agree on being their morality is very is on the same level. They definitely agree on things like what was the last one? Oh my goodness. I think it was more like how to to the how to what women do and what men do. Like they definitely want to draw a line that okay, that's a man thing and this is a woman thing, and I think that definitely ties into the point one. But they try to segue and say, no, because I want to be about women empowerment and da da da. But it's a conservativeness in there that I see, and I'm like, y'all could actually come together and build some solutions together. So I seen a silver lining in this. That's my last one.
All right. Well, my last remark is that basically radical feminism is outright misandry. Period. The actual feminist movement, the first three waves were necessary and they have come to fruition. Whenever I ask a feminist, what is it that I can do as a man in society that you cannot do? Simply because I'm a man and you're a woman, I get crickets every time.
Mm-hmm.
So everything outside of that is just, not being satisfied. And I've been doing some studies, and happiness is attached to satisfaction. And a person that can never be satisfied or content is never happy. So I think that's what it is. I think all of these evolutions to feminism, whether it's far right feminism, extreme, uh, radical, whatever, liberal feminism, I think all of it is just not being satisfied with what's already been accomplished. I think it's just them wanting more. And that's where I land with it. All right. So Maurice, go ahead and tell the people where they can find you.
Maurice?
Yeah, no. I don't know, for some reason the stuff's lagging over here. But yeah, come check me out at Maxi Studio Music. It's spelled down low below, below my name. Lowercase. Oh yeah, there you go. He put it up for y'all. So it's lowercase M-A, capital X, lowercase S-I. Check me out. Warning: if you got an iPhone, it autocorrects to Maxis, the studio, the other type of like film studio. So make sure you're spelling it correctly, Maxi Studio Music, and come check out my tracks, man. Listen to some beautiful music. Let me hear what you think, and then like, subscribe, and comment, man. I want to hear it.
Right on. P, Percy, let the people know where they can find you. You got a link or something I can put up on the screen?
You can find me at Healthy Wealthy Thinking. That's IG handle, Facebook handle, TikTok handle. Also, I have a website, which is healthywealthythinking.com. You can find Healthy Wealthy Thinking merch. I have different books on how to detox your body. Also, I have a course on, say, for instance, you're interested in going plant-based but not sure on how to do it. I have a course that'll walk you through it. It pretty much explains my story, like when I went through going through transitioning into a plant-based diet. And that's healthywealthythinking.com. Thank you, guys.
All right. Let me do this for your boy right here. Bang, bing, boom. This is it right here. That's it. Is that it, Percy, or am I got the wrong stuff up?
Oh, that's it. My bad. I didn't realize I was muted. That's it.
All right. And as always, everyone, you can catch us live every Monday right here at More Conversations with the Average Black Man here on YouTube. You can follow us at our individual channels, being the Average Black Man Show, and which is seen here on all of these platforms.
You got to think about like.
Yeah, right. And you can find her on the other side of her on that side, right? At more content what we have written over here. The Average Black Man Show. She got her joint over there. Yes, indeed. And let me pull this up over here for us. I can't do something for them and not do it for us. You feel me? You feel me?
It's only right. It's only right.
Yes, indeed.
Welcome to the More Conversation page with the Average Black Man, where we talk about more conversations, more black conversations. We're going to include other people. Don't get us wrong.
Right. And,
we're inclusive. We're inclusive.
Let me look at the notes and see what next. Oh, you think the diary should be the next show? The diary of the
Oh shit. I've been trying to like purposely like not do this show, but fuck it. The diary of a former sex worker.
Oh shit.
I'm like, we don't have to do that. I'm like, that mug sounds. It just got that Tyler Perry name. It got that Tyler Perry.
We're gonna walk down.
Or there's always we could do the pleasure paradox, which ties into what we talked about today. The pleasure paradox, which is what ties into what we were talking about today in reference to the incels. Like, it seems like a lot of this body count argument and all of that just sounds like a bunch of men that aren't active are upset that women are being more active than they are, and they're trying to demonize women for being active rather than being active with the women.
Is there a way we could tie some of that in to our show without giving up that show, segueing into the Diary of a Sex Worker? Like just put like little clues, little tidbits.
You want to merge them together?
No. Like little segues. Like you gotta watch this show because it's going to go to the next show. They go together.
Yeah, we could do all of that type of stuff.
Yeah, we could do that. They made it. It could be it could segue to that. But you know,
I got a question. Can I ask a question?
Go.
Sure.
All right, whose diary is it?
Yeah, mind your business.
Sex workers.
Mind your business, bro.
It's going to be the Diary of Sex Workers, like
Why
all the workers.
Business on the street. Why you trying to show?
You know, we're just going to do it like a research type situation. That way, no one feel like they get put out.
Nah, bro, looking for a one-to-one private interview. That's what you're looking for.
One-to-one private interviews.
Yeah, that's what you're looking for.
No,
basically, basically the whole. It's like I said, it ties into the whole get down about the body counts and all of that because you know they got all of these former adult film stars that get married and have families and all of that. And there's the narrative that says, oh, since she has a body count of 11 million, it's impossible for her to that old type of BS.
Yeah, well, maybe we should combine those shows together. Yeah, like the more we talk about it and shop this thing, I'm like, well, maybe.
So y'all gotta decide right now.
No, we just I don't know. I'm just saying, you know, look, this season coming on this.
Well, on this season, we're going to be having a lot of these different conversations.
We got to, you know, how to properly vet when dating. You know, this is a shout out to the men that's having issues. You know, how long is too long? How long is not long enough? You know, we got the argument where Jill Scott came out and said, "Hey, after 6 months of dating, if you don't know what you want, you're wasting my time." Then we got on the flip side of that coin, we got example like Big Sean and Janae Aiko where they've been together 8 years and they got babies, and he like, look, we still got to figure some stuff out before we get married. You know, it's all it's a lot of things going on, and you know, we got a couple of things in the get down that we can get down with. Then we got the battle of the delusions coming. You know, where we got male delusion and female delusion, where everyone hates to admit that we're more alike than we want to admit as genders. You know, we got men that feel like just because I got money means that I'm attractive to women, even though I'm 11 million pounds with a pot belly and I can't see my wee wee when I pee. You know what I'm saying? Versus the versus the plus size woman that I got a PhD and I own my own house, so I deserve a man that's on my level and be in shape. You know, the delusions.
The delusions that never, you know, make sense. We definitely want to get into that, and then the gender gap thing, because that's
the generational gap. Yeah,
the generational gap thing. I think that's going to be more cultural. Like that's going to be more. I want to gear that more towards the music and the media influences and things of that.
Yeah, we see if we can get some kids to come up on here. You know, some youngsters.
See if they can get a POV on things and that nature. Really, I actually want to get into this music conversation. I think I'm gonna put that on the board too, because I'm getting tired of people thinking that slut music started in my generation when it started in Generation X, and I'm standing on it. It did.
Started in the 1920s.
In the 1920s. Oh, well, shit. It didn't even start in neither one of our generations because they had slut music in the 1920s.
In the silent generation.
Ain't nothing new about sluts. I can tell you that right now. Nothing new about it.
Hey, it's the oldest profession, right?
Yep.
Hey, when water and bread won't sell.
Yep.
You know? You sit on, as a wise woman said, you sit on your purse every day. I ain't gonna say who said that.
All right. All right. Well, I want to thank our esteemed guest for coming on Wall Street. He dipped out. QT, she fell off and didn't even say nothing. But I ain't gonna tell nobody else. I ain't gonna tell nobody else though.
I don't think he
But
meant to click that button. He just wanted to watch.
right, but everybody, thank you again, ladies and gentlemen. Until the next time.
Woo!